Hello, my name is Kathryn Clarke and I'm here to talk about spirituality. So one of the things that we look for in the spiritual arena is intuition. And you may be someone who is opposed to any organized religion, or you may be someone who's deeply committed to a given religion. Either way, let's look at our spirituality for a moment. Now, how do you recognize yourself as a spiritual being? Well, if you know any psychologists, you'll know that what they talk about is psychology. They always see everything through the lens of the psyche. If you know somebody who's in law, they'll look at everything as an absolute law. They'll try to find what law would be applicable and how would we apply it. Understandable. When you speak with medical doctors or family members who are in medicine, they'll see everything from that lens. And they'll always try to study the body and how it's performing or not performing, or what kind of symptom subset you might be experiencing. It can be real annoying, or maybe we can annoy them too. The point is, those of us who love spirituality, or those of people who are like monks, religious, deep spiritual thinkers, they view absolutely everything, every experience, through a spiritual lens. Now, they have an attuned ability to locate spirit in the body even, never mind the mind. They feel grace. When there's something spiritual taking place, their disposition changes, their demeanor alters, and they receive the grace in their spirit. It's really fun to watch. Now, what I'm saying to you is this: you should start to locate your spiritual experiences in yourself, in your little being. So, let me give you an example of what might be a spiritual experience. How many of you have stood and stared out at an ocean in the dark with a full moon? The light is mystical. The sound of the waves, mesmerizing. There's something there that's consoling you. And maybe thoughts come up for you of your gratitude to your parents. Maybe you have a moment where you understand a parent's flaws and you accept them more completely. Maybe you have a moment where you say, I think I'm about to change my life because I'm not happy with it and I think I can do better. Those of us who work in spiritual realms would say, oh, that's a grace. And it comes over you like a feeling of being loved and a feeling of being able to love. Why are those important to mark for yourself? Because that is your spirituality. That's you wondering, being curious, and engaging with your ability to experience what is invisible, an invisible reality. You and I both know that while oxygen is invisible, it is very real. Anyone who has gone up to the high mountains in Colorado will tell you, or anyone who's climbed Mount Everest will tell you, oxygen's a real thing. So is your spirit, your eternal self. So it'll be good to get to know it and to start locating it within you. What are other moments where we feel spirit? Newborn babies, my goodness. We look at a newborn baby and we say, so many things have to go right for that to occur. If you've been at the bedside of somebody who has left us, there can be an enormous spiritual reality happening in those moments. Those are truly moments of drama. In the world today, there's a lot of high drama that's not actually drama. In the past, I think people were better at responding to and identifying the truly dramatic moments in life. Moments where a baby's born, moments where somebody gets married, moments where somebody dies, moments of forgiveness, or acute honesty between two people. What do all those moments have in common? Think of the disposition of the people involved. Nobody's yelling. Nobody's sure of anything. People are just doing their best to negotiate a moment that feels bigger than themselves. Now, I think that's we'll stop with that. Think of the moments that feel bigger than you. Something bigger than us is happening here. And we all offer ourselves to the mystery of it. Remember, nobody's too certain. Nobody's too sure of themselves. You have humility in the room. Everyone is a servant to the bigger thing. I like that for spirituality. Those are spiritual concepts, and you can handle those, and you've experienced those. So learn to locate those in yourself. How do I feel during that? What's my disposition? What's the disposition of those around me? Children are very good teachers in terms of this because they're so reverent about the sacred things. And the sacred to a small child is very simple. It doesn't have to be big for it to become sacred for a child. Somebody's hurt. For children, that's a sacred moment. Somebody's been injured, or somebody's crying. Somebody's in distress. I love that for us. Those are all spiritual concepts. This is good. We're learning about our spirit and our spirituality.